good? Welcome to the SMunger Cup Series Season 1 Race 8 of 8 at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. I'm your host, Steve, and today it is the Season 1 finale. It all comes down to this. We have 4 drivers who are still mathematically eligible for the title, but 13 drivers who have qualified for today's race. It is going to be an action-packed thriller, but real quick, before we get into that, the pre-race stories we're going to be covering today, just going through the top 4 in points, who's all mathematically still eligible. And we're going to start with the points leader, Chase Newman, who starts today's race from the 8th position. Just needs to have a solid finish, and he'll have the title locked up in hand. Jaden Winkelson comes into this race second in points, -5 to Newman. But starting in 11th, he needs to get to the front and hope to have a good finish. Dice Guy comes in third in points, -6 to Newman. But starting on pole, he pretty much needs to win this race and hope everybody else hangs out in the middle of the pack. And William Schmidt comes into this race 4th in points, -7 of the leaders. Starting 6th, he needs to have an even better day than Dice Guy if he wants a shot at this title. The pace car leads the field off the pit road, and now would be just as good of a time as any to go over the rest of the points following Bristol. We just went over the top 4, but 5th is Goslin, Jax Riley 6th, Lazar is 7th, Tyler Rogers is 8th, Ryan DeLago is 9th, and Michael McCammett is 10th, rounding out the top 10. Munger is 11th, Cackert is 12th, Tanner Mann is 13th, Cooper Glick is 14th, Chad Jones is 15th, Dave Wilson is 16th, and Dogleg Matt is the perennial 17th place driver in points. Throughout the race, there'll be this graph that comes up showing where the top 4 in points are, and this will come up once per lap, pretty much whenever the leader hits the start and finish line, showing you where everybody is at that moment in points, to just give an update how the championship standings are throughout this race. Coming out of turn 4 and back to the start and finish line, they'll have one more pace lap, and then they'll go green. But let's go ahead and do the starting rundown for the starting lineup. Dice Guy on pole, Stephen Munger to the outside, make up row number 1. Michael McCammett to the inside, Jax Riley to the outside, make up row number 2. Tyler Rogers to the inside, William Schmidt to the outside, make up row number 3. Ryan DeLago to the inside, Chase Newman to the outside, make up row number 4. Dave Wilson to the inside, Tanner Mann to the outside, make up row number 5. Jaden Winkelson to the inside, Cackert to the outside, make up row number 6. And Cooper Glick rounds out the field in row number 7 by himself in 13th. The drivers who failed to qualify today are Drake Goslin, Chad Jones, and Lazard, as the pace car leads the field into turn number 3. And he'll pull off and down the pit road this time. Who's going to win this race and who's going to win this title? We're going to find out here in about 10 laps. The pace car headed down pit road, and the leaders bringing the field down to the line. Green flag is out here in Las Vegas for the Season 1 finale of the SMunger Cup Series. Clean start up front, but the middle of the pack is starting to get congested. Looks like the inside lane's slowing down, going down the back straightaway and into turn 3, which is stacking them up all up in the middle of the pack. They're starting to bang into one another. DeLago, Wilson, Rogers, Newman's in the middle of that. Schmidt's up there involved in that. Mann's back there. Winkelson's back there. Dice Guy will lead the first lap and currently has the points lead over Newman. Headed down to turn number 1. Oh, DeLago tight on the bottom into Newman. Newman up into the wall. Early on into this race, DeLago spinning off the nose of Cackert. Clipped by Glick. He's spinning around on the apron. Everybody's still going. The race is going to stay green. But Newman into the wall hard up in turn number 2. He's off the pace and slow down the back straightaway. The right front suspension bent out of whack. He's going to head straight to the garage. His race is over. 2 laps in. Dice Guy leading the second lap of the race, still atop of the points as of right now. The quick flyby of the field. Heartbreaker for Newman early on here in Vegas. Munger, McCammett, go around Guy. Guy falls down to 3rd, but Munger's leading over McCammett, Guy, Riley, Wilson, the top 5. As it looks like there's a stack up down the back straightaway. Schmidt, Winkelson, and Rogers are all involved. They went 3 wide and checked up for a moment. Cackert's going to get into the back of the 15, but the 79 of William Schmidt off the pace coming off turn number 4. Munger leads lap number 3, but Guy still atop of the points. At the moment, Schmidt dropping. He is off the pace. Glick is catching him at a rapid pace. Coming off turn number 2, it's Munger, McCamick, Guy, Riley, and then Wilson, your top 5. Man just clipped the wall coming out of turn number 2. And again, out of turn number 2, it's Schmidt and Glick now making contact. As Schmidt is still off the pace. The right front tire on the 79 has gone flat. They're going to bring that car down to the garage as well. His race is going to end early here on lap number 4. Munger leading lap number 4 as they get back down to the line. It's still Guy over Winkelson atop the points by 3. Winkelson needs to get up to the front. He's currently up to 7th after starting at 11th. It's Munger, McCamick, Guy, Wilson, Riley, your top 5, going down the back straightaway on lap number 5. Munger fighting with McCamick, up at the front of the field. They're beating and banging off one another coming off turn number 4 at the end of lap number 5, coming to start lap number 6. McCamick leading the end of lap number 5 and into number 6. It's still Guy and Winkelson. Winkelson now up to 6. He's catching up to Guy. Guy can't keep losing spots if he wants to win that title. Winkelson's doing exactly what he needs to do given the circumstances at this moment. But it is currently McCamick, Munger, Wilson passing Guy down the back straightaway. Wilson up to 3rd and Guy to 4th, and Riley to round out the top 5. Winkelson has a bit of catching up to do if he wants to break the top 5 here. Coming out of turn number 4 here on lap number 6, coming down to the line. It's currently McCamick. McCamick's going to lead lap number 6 into lap number 7. Guy has dropped another spot. He is now only 1 spot over Winkelson as the leaders make contact heading into turn number 1. McCamick, Munger make contact again. Wilson moving into 2nd. Caution's out for Rogers up into the turn 1 wall. Huge break at the end of this race here on lap number 7. Rogers' car will not move. They're going to have to pull out the wrecker as the field is going to go into a green-white checkered here. We're going to watch onboard Glick what happened here on lap number 2 involving Newman and Delago. Looked like Delago got tight, went up the track, and went up into Newman. And that's what sent Newman into the wall and ultimately getting himself spun out as well. Just a poor case of being a victim there for Newman. Newman did nothing wrong there. Delago was clearly on the bottom. I don't know if he got tight or if he was just trying to follow up behind Newman entering the corner. But bad timing on the 23 and wrong place, wrong time for the 14 there, 2 laps into this race. Might be the end of Newman's title hopes. Onboard William Schmidt here. This is a couple laps later. This is the incident going down the back straightaway. It looks like Wilson and Rogers make contact, so Rogers is checked up. Schmidt went to go underneath of him to make another pass, made contact with him. Winkelson makes contact with Schmidt, but between the contact with Rogers and Schmidt will cut the right front tire. You can even see through the gap between the windshield and the hood there on the right front. You can see that fluttering of the tire. It's cut. This is going through turns 1 and 2 about a half lap later. There's Glick trying to get around him on the outside. They hit 3 or 4 times there, beating on the fender even more. You can definitely see that tire is cut. And the reason for caution, looks like Rogers and Cackert get together. Well, I'm going to put that blame on Rogers for that one. He gets into the back of Cackert, just jacks him up, gets him sideways. When Cackert goes to recover, Rogers is already to his outside. It just squeezes him straight into the outside wall. We're going to take one more look at that and then go away to a quick break. Entering turn number 1 between Cackert and Rogers to bring out the caution. That'll be the end of Rogers' day. Cackert keeps going. We'll be right back after this. Hello and welcome back to the SMunger Cup Series Season 1 finale at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Currently under caution and headed into overtime. They're going to be restarting with 2 laps to go. after a accident involving the 15 and 75 up in turn number 1. But currently, Munger and Wilson are out front. Dave Wilson has had a rough start to the season. Currently finds himself in position to possibly win this race to end the season out on a high note. But currently, Winkelson is above Guy in points while they're tied. And while they both have a win, Winkelson currently has the better average finish, and that's the tiebreaker, or the tiebreaker originally being based on wins. So let's go ahead and go over the running order for this restart. It is Munger currently leading, Wilson outside front row, McCammett to the inside, Jax Riley to the outside of row number 2, Dice Guy to the inside, Jaden Winkelson to the outside of row number 3, Tanner Mann to the inside, Ryan DeLago to the outside, row number 4, Cooper Glick to the inside, and Kackert to the outside, of row number 5. Pace car's going to be headed down into pit road, and there'll be 2 laps to go when the leaders get back to the line. This is for all the marbles. Who's going to win this race, and who's going to win the Season 1 SMunger Cup Series title? Green flag is back in the air. They're racing again here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Clean, orderly restart up front. It's Munger, Wilson, McCammett, Riley, Guy, currently your top 5. Winkelson still there in 6th. Mann, DeLago, Glick, Kackert, Rogers out of the race. He's just not noted up there at the moment. But Munger's still leading into turn 3. Wilson with a run to the outside. Guy gets tight getting into turn 3. Riley's going to get up underneath of him. Riley up to 4th, but Guy gets loose off the nose of the 11. Coming down to the white flag. One more lap of the Season 1 finale. Is it going to be Munger or is it going to be Wilson who's going to win this race? Winkelson, has dropped back to 8th after that checkup on the outside lane. Guy with an unbelievable save. Still going up in the top 5, but Wilson with a huge run to the outside of Munger down the back straightaway and into turn number 3. Munger gets tight, goes up. Wilson keeps it out of the wall. The 09 is sideways. McCammett passes the 09 for 2nd. Munger back to 3rd. Wilson, you gotta play max bet to win the jackpot. Wilson wins in Vegas as Dice Guy hangs on for a 6th place finish and will win the Season 1 title. Dave Wilson is your race winner here at Las Vegas, and Dice Guy and Red Racing number 57 have won the Season 1 title. An unbelievable finish to an unbelievable race and an incredible first season. Congratulations, Dice Guy and Red Racing, for being the Season 1 champions. We're going to take a couple looks at a couple replays here. First, this big save coming out of turn number 4, coming to the white flag. He had that car back and forth 2 or 3 times, and then had to keep it out of the wall at the start and finish line, coming towards the white flag. And we're going to watch the last lap incident involving Munger and Wilson from onboard Jax Riley here. So this is coming down the back straightaway. Wilson has a huge run on the outside. Goes from up against the wall to against Munger's door. I don't think Munger thought he was going to be up there. I thought Munger probably thought he was going to be clear up there, and Wilson wasn't going to take any chances considering it's the finale. How rough of a season he's had leading up to this point. And let's take a look coming off the back straightaway. Look how close up to the wall Wilson got when he got this run on 09 coming down the back straightaway and entering turn number 3. Almost up against the wall, and he doesn't even hit the wall when he makes contact with the 09. As clean as he could have been, as much space as he could have given, Dave Wilson wins the race here at Las Vegas, and Dice Guy, as mentioned before, is the Season 1 champion. Burn it down, gentlemen. Burn it down. looks like on the cooldown, Ryan Delago, who finished 5th, got spun off the nose of Cackert and almost flipped that car down the back straightaway. 2 weeks in a row he would have had flips during an SMunger Cup Series race. And it sounds like it was accidental. It sounds like Delago thought he was clear to pull down onto the flat, and Cackert didn't think he was going to. Both Dave Wilson and Dice Guy have parked their cars at the start and finish line to celebrate their win. And we're going to go ahead and go through the finishing order. Dave Wilson's your winner. Michael McCammett finishes 2nd. Munger finishes 3rd. Jax Riley 4th. And Delago rounds out the top 5. Dice Guy brings it home 6th. Cackert 7th. Man 8th. Glick 9th. And Winkelson rounds out the top 10. Rogers 11th. Schmidt 12th. And Newman finishes 13th today. Absolutely heartbreaking points finish for Newman. Let's take a look at the final points. Dice Guy is your champion with 59. Newman 2nd with 58. Winkelson is 3rd. Riley's 4th. Schmidt 5th. Delago is 6th. McCammett is 7th. Munger is 8th. Rogers is 9th. And Goslin rounds out the top 10 in points. It definitely got tighter throughout the season, especially towards the end of the season, especially in the bottom half. Lazard to 11th. Cackert 12th. Mann 13th. Cooper Glick 14th. Dave Wilson moves up to 15th with that win. Chad Jones is 16th. And Dogleg Matt, the perennial 17th place driver in points. Would like to take a moment to say thank you to everybody who supported the SMunger Cup Series Season 1 and going into Season 2. Your support is what keeps me and the channel and the series going. Anyways, this is your host Steve signing out. We'll see you next season.